Not enough people are seeing exciting examples of how generative AI can support human creativity and thought. So I want to give you a quick example. I had this crazy idea and I thought I would explore it, and it was, how do I create a meal plan that combines a combination of food from Ethiopia and Uzbekistan and is it keto at the same time? And I thought about this and where would I go in Nashville to find somebody to actually do this for me? Well, it turns out you can go to generative AI to solve this meal planning problem for you, just in case you ever want to create an Uzbekistan, Ethiopian keto meal plan that also has ingredients from an average grocery store. So I'm just going to ask ChatGPT, please create a meal plan for my family that is based on a fusion of food from Ethiopia and Uzbekistan. I want to eat keto and up to 2,000 calories per day. Pick dishes where the ingredients are easy to get from the average US grocery store. Pretty simple request, right? I don't think so. And what does ChatGPT say? It says, here's a sample meal plan that combines flavors from Ethiopia and Uzbekistan while also being keto friendly and within a 2,000 calorie per day limit. And then it goes on and it says scrambled eggs with sauteed onions, tomatoes, and Ethiopian berbere spice mix. And then notice what it does. In parentheses, it says, made with chili powder, paprika, garlic powder, ginger, because it gets that these are ingredients that you can get in an average US grocery store. That's pretty amazing. And it's all coming from a simple paragraph of text, a prompt that I've written, and it's gone and getting that. Now I know what some of you are saying, how would we ever use this for meal planning? It didn't even list serving sizes, and you said 2,000 calories. No problem. We just go back and we ask it additional follow-up questions about serving sizes, or let's do something crazier. Let's figure out the real root of this problem. How am I going to implement this meal plan when I've got a 9-year-old and I don't even know if he'll try the dishes? Serving sizes aren't my biggest problem. It's getting him to try them. So let's see if ChatGPT can help with that. So I just say, hey, my son is 9. Sometimes he won't try new dishes. To make this culinary adventure more fun for him, can you create a short Pokemon battle story to go with each dish? I will read the stories with him before dinner to get him excited about trying the new food. Make sure the story ends with a cliffhanger that will motivate him to try the new food. And what does ChatGPT say? Sure, story. Pikachu and his friends were exploring the wilds of Ethiopia when they were suddenly ambushed by a group of sneaky Pokemon thieves. And it goes on to say, in the end, they emerged victorious, but not before the dragon left a fiery spice that imbued their breakfast eggs with a flavorful kick. Can you help Pikachu and his friends defeat the berbere dragon and enjoy this spicy breakfast? I had this crazy idea. It took a paragraph of text to get this complex meal plan. It had ingredients from average US grocery store, and I just got a bunch of Pokemon battle stories to go along with every single dish to help my 9-year-old try them. That's pretty amazing. I think it'd be difficult to find a human being in Nashville that could support that idea. But notice it's still my creativity that's driving this whole process. And I can drive it in lots of different directions. I asked myself, well, what else do we do at dinner with our 9-year-old? And I said, well, we talked to him about what he's learning in school. And I was like, wouldn't it be cool if we had all these crazy new dishes to try? We also had these Pokemon battle stories. And then we created a whole interactive math game to go along with them. And so I just asked ChatGPT to help me out with that. I said, I'd like you to play a math game with my 9-year-old to teach him about division with fractions and nutrition. Ask him questions one at a time involving Pokemon and these topics and make it into a game. When he wins, the Pokemon win. Ask the first question. And then you know what's amazing is it goes on and it asks the question and waits for him to respond. It says, Pikachu and his friends are planning a meal that includes half a cup of cooked rice, that they need to divide it evenly among 3 Pokemon. How much rice will each Pokemon get? And it waits for his answer, and when he puts in the correct answer of 1/6, it then works out the math for him, tells him he did a good job, and goes on to answer the next question. And I thought, as a computer scientist, this is really cool, and I'd love for my son to be inspired by generative AI and playing around with all of these cool ideas. But wouldn't it be also cool if he could actually turn it into something real that he could run on the iPad, just like all the other math games that he plays on the iPad? So I just said, hey, let's create code for this in Python. Let's turn it into some software that he can run. And ChatGPT obliges and creates a whole software application that we can use to run this thing. Here's all the source code for it. And now we've got something that we can run on an iPad. So yeah, generative AI can be used lots of ways, but one of the ways it can be used is when human creativity drives it, allows you to go and try out new ideas, experiment, do all kinds of things that you couldn't have done before because it would have been so hard and so expensive to try to do it.